Welcome to another wonderful evening of Universal Power Healing, sharing the gratitude call. I am Toni Tirapelli. I am extremely happy to be on this call and have all of you on the call with me and sharing your experiences. Help many, many other people all over the world. I'm happy to say that we are now being heard in 54 countries. That's pretty unreal for me. I'm very excited. So what we're going to start with is we're going to start with the meditation first, and then we'll start the sharing. So please let everyone get situated and comfortable and breathe in a nice big deep breath. Close your eyes. Breathe in peace. Breathe in love. Breathe in gratitude. Let's go ahead and go on the ocean. We're sitting on the beach. We're in a circle on the beach. As the waves come in, breathe in love. As they go out, breathe out any anxiety from the day. As it rolls back in, breathe in peace. And it rolls back out, breathe out fear. Just keep that rhythm of breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And with the news of Joan Rivers and last week of Robin Williams, I want to just breathe in the knowing of how to be authentic to yourself and love yourself and know that you are safe to be yourself, and you don't have to pretend to be anyone else. You don't have to pretend and just laugh things away. We are human and we get our highs and lows. So breathe in truly being authentic. Breathe that in, please. And living through your heart. I want you to drop from your mind and go right to your heart and just breathe that in and knowing what a safe place your heart is and that you're totally drenched in unconditional love and peace. Breathe that in. And if you say yes, I'm going to go ahead and give you the healing around that and give you the knowing that it is totally okay, and give you the feeling that it is totally okay to be authentic, to love all around you unconditionally, and it is all right just to be you. You don't have to force a smile or a laughter. You can just be you. When you're in your heart and you're in that focus and you're in with divine unconditional love and peace, you'll find that you feel like you're in heaven. And it's pretty amazing. And it's okay because you know that you're completely and divinely supported all the time and always will be. So please just say yes, breathe that in, and you will receive. To have peace, to be authentic, and to always live through their heart. Thank you so very much. You are now receiving the blessings and the healing. Thank you. Breathe that in. And one more time. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for blessing us and giving us the knowing that we're totally supported and loved, being authentic and true to ourselves and true to our hearts. Thank you. Okay, we can start opening our eyes and looking at the waves, wiggling our toes. Come back into your seat. Okay. Welcome back. The floor is now open to share your healing experiences. Who would like to go first?
This is Gat. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. I'm going to go first only because I have to get off the call in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
So thank you for helping me. The meditation was helpful. I am driving. I did not close my eyes, but I did breathe and I did accept the healing. So that was really good. So I was going to say it felt like today wasn't a great day, but I realized I got some gifts. I went to visit this woman at a consignment store. She gave me a free shirt, and it looked beautiful on me. I love it. I don't know, there's just a bunch of other things that I got completed. I had a Hebrew lesson. I've been a little bit tight on cash until I get my next deposit in a few days. So I went to a Hebrew lesson. It was supposed to be with one person. I ended up being with two people, and I got paid twice as much as I thought I was going to get paid. So that was really great. So that was an unexpected gift. So I realized I got a lot of unexpected gifts today, and I probably do every day, and I can focus on that instead of focusing on the things that annoyed me about my day. And I'm grateful for the healing you've given me, Toni, because I feel so much lighter than I used to feel. A lot of things are happening in my business that are absolutely out of this world. I went to an event last night, and someone on my team just did fabulously well, and it was effortless and fun, and I got to be supportive, and everybody thanked me for being there, and I didn't even have to work very hard. It was just very magical, and a lot of positive things are happening in my life and in my business and my relationships. So I'm much closer to getting and on Labor Day, I decided to spend the day with my husband. We went to Big Trees. We hadn't had like a day together to go hiking in, years. It's been a long time. And that was a wonderful day, and we got closer. And so many things are happening that are very positive. So I just wanted to express my gratitude for our friendship and for your gift and for reminding me to stay in my heart and stay connected and trust myself and be myself. So I really appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Did you have, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about some of the issues we might have touched upon during the healing, like with your health and fitness and nutrition. Did you notice any changes? I know we worked around that. Did you have any changes around that?
Well, in general, it's funny, like I'm not eating as healthy as I'd like. I'm still on the road a lot, and sometimes I do eat fast food, yeah. But even though I feel like I'm still able to stay pretty balanced, and even the food that I do eat, I still try to get salads and things like that. And even when I'm not eating the healthiest, like my body, I've got compliments. I think I have lost weight, and it's happening in a natural way. And it's like my body is naturally, it's naturally going toward being thinner and fitter and more active. And it doesn't feel like I have to put a lot of effort. So if I stray a little bit and I have too much sugar, then I just feel like I can naturally go back. You know what I mean? It almost feels like my body's contracting to where it's supposed to be, and it's happening naturally. Yeah,
that is so awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's programmed in there. It's not happening right away, but it's aiming in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably really the healthiest way to do it instead of having something drastic. You know? So
absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm doing well. I was able to buy myself some vitamins and get some melatonin, get a good night's sleep. So a lot of things are balancing themselves out, and I do try to be active every day. So that's really good.
Oh, that is perfect. Okay, how about your stress level? I know we addressed that as well.
A lot better. I still, I get annoyed by stuff, but it's much better. Actually, and I think I shared with you, I had an issue with this group they wanted to put me on probation for being late, all this stuff. And I realized that I can look at it one way, I can get upset and get defensive, or I was listening to a CD and it was an audiobook, and it says, if you don't grow, if you don't change, it's not comfortable, but change is necessary for growth. And I realized, well, maybe I can look at it differently. I can look at it as this is an opportunity for growth. And so I've been on time for that meeting for the last 3 weeks, and I just shifted my attitude, and I'm able to contribute, and I was positive, and I even apologized to the president for being defensive, and everything worked out just because I changed my attitude. So I think that's another piece. Like, instead of feeling like the world is against me or people are trying to mess with me, I could shift my attitude, and everybody was open and receptive and loving, and I got to contribute. And so it really was about me and my attitude. I could just shift it. So I feel really positive because that means I'm in control. I don't have to feel a victim of anybody else,
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's good to hear. Anything else that's really stand out? I don't recall because I don't really remember when I do my healing sessions what goes on. Do you remember anything else, or just?
Well, another big breakthrough is I lost my job last week. It was a part-time job, and I realized I wouldn't have quit because I felt like as long as I'm there, I'm still meant to be there. But I lost my job because of a layoff and because of budget cuts, so it felt like it was really divine, and I used to be really scared about scarcity and not having income, and I have income, and I'm doing fine. I have more time freedom, and I'm getting things done, and I feel really blessed. So that's a huge gift that, and I went and I even volunteered and helped them out so that I can close the loose ends, because the people that come after me had some questions, and I told everybody, please be in touch with me, please call me, and they did, and so I'm able to help, and it just was a very loving, smooth transition. So it feels like my life is so much more abundant now that I have more time freedom, and I'm more in control of what I want to do with my life. So that's really huge as well.
That's awesome. That is really incredible. I'm so happy to hear all the wonderful changes, and it was so great. I was at God's birthday party, and it was so divine. It was absolutely wonderful, and I was blessed to meet several people that I was able to actually help, and it was just incredible. And some of the stories coming from them were unreal. I was really surprised. How wonderful is that? So thank you for the invite.
For helping my friends. Yeah, thanks for helping my friends. That's one of my favorite things when my friends get together and get to know each other, and there's some magical synchronicity, and it's really great. So I really appreciate you helping them. I've been in touch a little bit, and I can talk to you offline about that afterwards. But, yeah, it's been really great.
Good. Well, thank you.
I need to head off the call. I have a couple questions for you. Can I just call you afterwards later on this evening, like after 8, if that's not too late?
Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Sorry I didn't get to meet all of you. Thank you for listening.
Next time. Take care, God.
Okay.
Thank you. So if someone else wants to go ahead and start sharing, go ahead and press *6.
Hi, Toni. It's Linda.
Hey, Linda. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Thanks.
Awesome.
You want me to go ahead?
Yeah, that sounds great.
So I'm also calling in for my roommate, Linda Kaye, because she ended up having to work tonight. So she said that I could share her healing story with the group as well. So.
Oh, how exciting. Thank you. Thank her for me. That's great.
Okay. Well, what happened with me is that I met Toni about 3 years ago in a Monday night group, and then I didn't see Toni up until just recently. She rejoined this group, and there's some phenomenal people there. Toni's one of them, and Toni showed up with quite a gift, and I had been experiencing some chronic back pain. I'd say out of a 1 to 10, the pain level was about a 9, just shy of, just crying. I don't take pain pills. I don't take any kind of medication, and so it did drive me every once in a while, and I knew some people laughed that I would go on an Advil. or a PM so that I could, just get some sleep with it. And I tried many, many things. I go to alternative practitioners, many of them. I go to, acupuncturists, and I have applied kinesiologists. I have Elan Healing System, which are chiropractors. So that and my upper neck have been pretty chronic pain stage for a long time, and I'm talking years. Just differs in the pain threshold. So Toni asked if I was willing to receive healing, and after one of the meetings Monday, I guess about 3 weeks ago now, I said, yes, well, absolutely, sure, whatever. That's whatever you can do, please help. So I got on the table actually for another area on my body, and when I got up, Toni asked me how I was feeling, and I said, well, the upper neck and my leg was feeling better, but that my chronic pain really was my lower sacral area and all the way across. So I gave her my best indication of what that was in my life, and I told her that my daughter's 34, but during labor pains I had low back. She's a low back delivery, and my husband had applied a lot of pressure every time there was a contraction. So I believe that a lot of the sacral area pain came up as a result of the trauma and the injury that occurred back then. Only it's exacerbated now. And so after Toni went through her channeling, her healing process, I got off the table and I said, wow, I have to say I'm feeling really pretty good, and it's an odd thing to have happen because, you kind of wait for the other shoe to drop a little bit. I know there's faith and I'm very open to receive, but I haven't experienced the other side of that, no pain in a long time. So Toni called me the following day and asked how I was doing, and I said, well, there was another area in my body that needed some assistance, and Toni worked with it. But again, for a whole day, I had not had any lower back pain. And so that was 3 weeks ago, and right now I can say that has opened up a whole new way of living for me without the pain. I've continued on with Tai Chi lessons. I'm doing yoga, very gentle yoga, because I believe that it's opened up a window where I'm allowed to really go in there and work on my core, which prior to that, the pain was so bad that I really wasn't doing any of that type of exercising. So I implemented yoga, I implemented walking, which even walking where I live with some pretty steep hills, and so even walking up my driveway would cause my lower back to go out. And now, I've implemented walking back into my life, and I just feel my body it's allowed my body in its infinite wisdom to heal and just continue to heal. So yeah, life has changed, definitely. And my roommate, Linda Kaye, told me I've been witnessing that she has had toothache, just horrible toothaches for a couple of months now, and she's been doing different alternative things to relieve that pain. And then I told her about Toni. So Toni, you would have more intimate knowledge about that, but what I know on this side is that Toni tuned in to a past life occurrence with her that was absolutely 100% true. Linda already knew that, but hadn't spoke about it with anybody, and Toni was able to figure that out. And she said today that and this is 2 months of probably an abscess area in her tooth and in her gums. So she said today the swelling's gone and the pain she has total relief on that. And so yeah, we're pretty happy here.
Wow, it's all gone, all the pain for her? That is wonderful.
Yeah, she said the swelling is down, and she feels good.
Wow, that's awesome. And you are pain-free? How incredible. That is so great. That is awesome. Anyone on the call have any questions for Linda concerning her back pain or anything? If you do, just unmute star 6. And if not, that's fine. All right. Well, I tell you, that is wonderful to hear, and I thank you so very much for sharing. That I think is going to help so many people hearing that they don't have to go through years of pain or a ton of medication. So, yeah. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, Toni.
I'm going to share because I'm excited. My whole family, everything, all my kids, my whole situation is just continuing to shift. And what I believe is, because I do constant healing on myself as well, is I believe that I have finally walked in to my true shoes, to my divine love, to my unconditional love, and my true purpose of who I am here on earth. And because of that, everything is falling into place for my kids and for myself. And so today I went to Napa with my youngest because he went to apply for California Conservation Corps. Very exciting. And we left like an hour before we were supposed to get there, or maybe an hour and 10 minutes before we were supposed to get there. And GPS said it'd be an hour and 25 minutes to get there. And I called down there and said, hey, we're on our way. And he's like, oh, I don't know. It's going to be a mess out there because of the earthquake and everything. And I said, Heavenly Father has it all handled completely. We pulled in. We turned off of the freeway at 10:05. It was amazing. Where they said there was traffic, there was no traffic. So the thing is, you can either dwell on the positive or you can dwell on knowing that you don't have to worry about anything and you just let it go. And as long as you're being true to yourself in your divine love, in your unconditional love, everything's going to work out just fine. It really is amazing. So he was very happy, needless to say, and so was I. And then it turned out this one guy that was standing outside afterwards was someone from Job Corps, which Stefano had already graduated from last week. And we started talking, and I wanted to implement some of the healing over at Job Corps. I think that would be very important for some of the students. And so I was able to talk to him a little bit about the group healing and how it could help them with some of their belief systems that are holding them back from succeeding in life, because I've seen the definite change with my sons. I do want to share a story about my youngest boy, Stefano. He was sitting in the chair, and he had a job interview the next day. This was a while ago, and he's 22. And I asked him if he wanted me to do some work on him, and he finally said, well, I'm not going to say no. I'm like, okay, good, awesome. So he said yes, and we started doing some work, and he's very in tune as well. And I started doing my work as far as, clearing the soul and the heart and the mind and this and that. And he gave me the insight, about a certain issue, alcoholism. And I had an issue with that with him because he never drank a drop. And he was 21, and he decided to drink a bunch, and it didn't even faze him. And I was concerned. And I was really worried, and I knew this was something we really, truly had to address. And so I asked him if he wouldn't mind if I did some work and deactivated that gene to take care of that so it would not be an affliction of his. So up until that point, for about a year, if he wanted to go out and drink, he would just drink whatever he wanted to drink and never felt it, and he never got sick. And I did not like that. So I checked, and it came from his father, so I took care of that with him and the whole bit. We went to a wedding. We're at the reception. First thing he says, well, where's the bar? And he goes, I said, remember, you're not the same person. Your body has changed. And he's like, oh, no, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. And so he did. And then I started seeing him walk sideways. And I said, you better have some water. He says, I'm fine, but I'll have some water. So he had some water. Then he actually threw up. And he threw up at the table where we were eating. But I was happy about that because then I knew that he didn't have that alcoholic affliction any longer. It was gone. Since then, he'll have maybe one drink, maybe two, and that's all. So with that being said, I am realizing now that we are able to save a lot of people from a lot of the addictions that they have. And I will be going to different groups, AA, NA, even Weight Watchers for the food addicts, and I'm going to help them all because I'm realizing how powerful this is. So I'm hoping that whoever's out there listening to this will reach out if they need some assistance in any of these areas, including smoking addiction. Any kind of addiction can be taken care of. So that was really exciting for me, and I'm hoping that this has really sunk into some folks. So go ahead and get comfortable and just relax and close your eyes. Now let's just take a deep breath and breathe in gratitude and thanks for all of the healing that has taken place for so many around the world. So breathe in gratitude. Breathe in freedom. Breathe in love. Breathe in peace. I want you to visualize you standing there and whatever is holding you back, whatever chains are holding you back of fear, anxiety, anything, they're being cut off and they're dropping to the ground. And you're now like a feather just floating. And you're free. And you're free to do what you are intended to do here on earth. Say yes, and I'm going to give you the knowing of what it feels like to be free. To be able to serve your purpose without anybody or anything or any affliction holding you back. They're all gone. Breathe that in. Say yes, I'm open to receive. Thank you. We are free from affliction. We are free from anything, person, thought, anything that holds us back from now down. Breathe that in. Thank you. We are now all receiving the healing and the blessing. That we are free to succeed. We are free to thrive in every area of our life, in every part of our body, our mind, our body, and our soul. Just breathe that in. And wherever you are, just breathe in the knowing that you're completely and totally at peace. And breathe in the knowing that you have your angels all around you. The universal powers wrapped all around you. Heavenly Father and Heavenly Mother. They're loving you completely and wholeheartedly. Just know how incredible life is and how you can and are living on heaven and earth. Breathe that in. As long as you're always in your heart and not in your head, you will be in heaven always. I invite you all to stay there and be there. Thank you all for being on the call. You can start wiggling your toes and wiggling your fingers and come back into your body. Have an incredible night. I love you all so very much.